The story of ancient Rome begins as a small city-state in Italy in the 8th century BC, and it grew to become one of the most powerful empires in the world. The Roman Empire left an indelible mark on the world, and its legacy can still be seen in many aspects of modern society. In this video, we will provide a comprehensive understanding of ancient Rome by exploring its history in depth. Also, we will cover the three distinct periods of Roman history: the Roman Kingdom, the Roman Republic, and the Roman Empire. And we will discuss the key events and figures that shaped each era. We will also delve into the cultural and societal aspects of ancient Rome. This includes its military effectiveness as well as its impressive architecture and engineering feats, art and literature, religion and philosophy. Moreover, we will examine the legacy of ancient Rome in modern times. In short, this video provides an all-encompassing exploration of ancient Rome, from its beginnings to its lasting impact on modern society. The founding of Rome is a fascinating period in the history of ancient Rome. According to legend, Rome was founded in 753 BC by two brothers, Romulus and Remus. The legend tells of the brothers being raised by a she-wolf and eventually founding the city on the banks of the Tiber River. While the story of Romulus and Remus is likely a myth, the founding of Rome is generally believed to have occurred around this time. The earliest settlement on the site of Rome was likely a small village of farmers and herders who were drawn to the fertile land along the Tiber River. Over time, the village grew in size and importance, eventually becoming a city-state that would go on to conquer much of the known world. The early history of Rome is shrouded in myth and legend, but historians believe that the city was originally ruled by a series of kings. The Roman Kingdom was the first phase of Roman history, lasting from 753 BC to 509 BC. During the Roman Kingdom, Rome was ruled by a series of kings, beginning with Romulus himself. According to legend, there were 7 kings of Rome, although some historians dispute the existence of some of these rulers. These kings were elected by the people, and were responsible for maintaining order and protecting the city from external threats. During this time, Rome grew in size and power, and began to develop its own distinct culture and identity. However, the Roman kingdom was facing big challenges such as conflicts with neighboring tribes, or the kings themselves were often overthrown or killed by ambitious nobles. In 509 BC, the Roman kingdom came to an end with the overthrow of the last king, Tarquin the Proud. This marked the beginning of the Roman Republic, which lasted for over 500 years and saw Rome rise to become one of the greatest empires in history. The Roman Republic was a period of ancient Roman civilization that lasted from 509 BC to 27 BC. It was established after the overthrow of the Roman kingdom, when the last king, Tarquin the Proud, was deposed by a group of nobles. Under the Roman Republic, Rome was ruled by 2 consuls, elected annually by the people. The consuls were responsible for overseeing the government and the military, and for making decisions on behalf of the Roman people. The Roman Republic was characterized by a complex system of checks and balances, with different branches of government designed to keep each other in check. The Senate, composed of around 300 members, was responsible for advising the consuls and passing laws. The popular assemblies, composed of all male citizens, had the power to approve or reject laws proposed by the Senate. During the Roman Republic, Rome expanded its territory through a series of conquests and wars. It established itself as the dominant power in the Mediterranean world, with territories stretching from Spain in the west to Egypt in the east. However, during this era, there were frequent conflicts between the plebeians, common people, and the patricians, wealthy elite, and there were several instances of civil unrest and rebellion. In 27 BC, the Roman Republic came to an end with the establishment of the Roman Empire. The first emperor, Augustus, ushered in a new era of Roman history, characterized by centralized power and autocratic rule. The Roman Empire was a period of ancient Roman civilization that lasted from 27 BC to 476 AD. It was established by the first Roman emperor, Augustus, who had previously been a member of the Roman Republic. Under the Roman Empire, Rome was ruled by a series of emperors, who wielded absolute power over the empire. The emperors were seen as semi-divine figures, and were often worshipped as gods. The imperial system was characterized by centralized power and autocratic rule, with the emperor serving as both the head of state and the commander-in-chief of the military. During this period, Rome continued to expand its territory, conquering much of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Later on, the Roman Empire faced frequent military threats from barbarian tribes, and the empire was often beset by political instability and corruption. That caused several major crises, including the crisis of the 3rd century, also known as military anarchy or the imperial crisis, which nearly resulted in the collapse of the empire. In 476 AD, the Roman Empire came to an end when the last emperor, Romulus Augustus, was deposed by the barbarian leader Odoacer. However, the Eastern Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire, continued to flourish for several centuries, carrying on many of the traditions and values of ancient Rome. The Golden Age of Rome refers to a period of great cultural and artistic achievement that occurred during the reigns of Augustus, Julius Caesar, and other Roman emperors. During this period, Rome became a center of literature, art, and architecture, producing some of the greatest works in Western civilization. During the Golden Age of Rome, the empire experienced a period of unprecedented stability and economic growth. The empire's borders were secured through a series of military conquests, and the resulting peace allowed for the development of trade and commerce. The empire also invested heavily in public works projects, such as roads, aqueducts, and public buildings. Culturally, the Golden Age of Rome was characterized by a flowering of the arts, literature, and philosophy. Roman writers such as Virgil, Horace, and Ovid produced some of their most famous works during this time, while the philosopher Seneca and the historian Tacitus also made substantial contributions to Roman intellectual life. The Golden Age of Rome was also marked by prodigious achievements in engineering and architecture. The Colosseum, the largest amphitheater in the world, was built during this time, as were several other monumental structures, such as Trajan's Column and the Pantheon. During this time, the empire faced several major military conflicts, including the Jewish-Roman Wars and the Marcomannic Wars. There were also several instances of political instability and corruption, particularly during the reign of Emperor Commodus. Roman society was divided into several distinct classes, including slaves, plebeians, equestrians, and patricians. At the top of the social hierarchy were the patricians, who were the wealthy elite and held most of the political power in the early Roman Republic. Below the patricians were the equestrians, who were also wealthy but had less political power than the patricians. The plebeians were the common people, who made up the majority of the population. They had limited political power and often struggled for equal rights and representation in government. At the bottom of the social hierarchy were the slaves, who had no legal rights and were considered property. Slavery was a crucial part of the Roman economy, and slaves were used for everything from manual labor to skilled trades and domestic work. Despite these social divisions, Roman society was relatively open and fluid. It was possible for individuals to move up the social ladder through education, military service, or economic success. Family was also an important part of Roman society, and the nuclear family was the basic unit of social organization. Marriage was highly valued, and divorce was relatively rare. Women had limited legal rights, but they played an important role in the household and often had significant influence over family decisions. Religion was also a vital part of Roman society, with a complex pantheon of gods and goddesses worshipped throughout the empire. Religious ceremonies and festivals were an important part of Roman life, and the state played a central role in regulating and promoting religious activities. The Roman military was one of the most powerful and effective military forces in ancient history. It played a crucial role in expanding the Roman Empire through conquest and maintaining its control over vast territories. The Roman military was composed of several different types of soldiers, including infantry, cavalry, and auxiliary troops. The backbone of the Roman army was the legion, a large unit of infantry consisting of several thousand soldiers. Roman soldiers were highly disciplined and well-trained, with a strong emphasis on physical fitness and combat skills. They were equipped with a variety of weapons, including swords, spears, and shields, and were trained to fight both in formation and in individual combat. The Roman military was also highly organized, with a complex system of command and control. Each legion was led by a commander, or legatus, who was supported by several subordinate officers. The military also had a well-developed logistics system, which allowed it to transport troops, supplies, and equipment across vast distances. One of the key strengths of the Roman military was its ability to adapt and innovate. Roman engineers developed new weapons and siege engines, such as the ballista and the battering ram, which allowed the army to conquer even the most heavily fortified cities. The military also incorporated foreign soldiers and tactics into its ranks, creating a highly diverse and adaptable fighting force. The Roman military played a major role in shaping Roman society and culture. Military service was highly valued, and successful generals and soldiers were celebrated as heroes. The military also played a significant role in the spread of Roman culture, as soldiers brought Roman customs and traditions with them as they conquered new territories. The Roman military was a highly effective and innovative fighting force that played a crucial role in shaping the course of Western history. Its legacy continues to influence military strategy and tactics to this day. Roman architecture and engineering were highly influential in the ancient world and continue to be admired and emulated to this day. The Romans were known for their innovative building techniques, their use of concrete, and their impressive engineering feats. One of the most distinctive features of Roman architecture was the use of concrete, which allowed for the construction of large, durable structures. Romans used a type of concrete made from a mixture of lime, volcanic ash, and water, which was poured into molds to create structures such as aqueducts, bridges, and monumental buildings. Roman architects also developed several distinctive architectural styles, including the arch, the vault, and the dome. These architectural elements were used to create impressive structures such as the Colosseum, the Pantheon, and the aqueducts that supplied water to Rome. In addition to their architectural innovations, the Romans were also renowned for their engineering feats. They constructed vast networks of roads and sewers that allowed for efficient transportation and sanitation throughout the empire. Roman engineers were also skilled in the construction of military fortifications and siege engines, which helped the Roman army conquer and control vast territories. The Romans also made contributions to hydraulic engineering, developing sophisticated systems for the distribution and management of water. These systems, which included aqueducts, cisterns, and fountains, were used to supply water to cities, towns, and farms throughout the empire. Roman architecture and engineering were highly advanced and influential, leaving a lasting legacy in the fields of construction, engineering, and design. The techniques and innovations developed by the Romans continue to inspire and inform modern architecture and engineering practices. Roman art and literature were highly diverse and influential, drawing on a wide range of cultural and artistic traditions from across the Mediterranean world, and they were shaped by the values, beliefs, and social structures of Roman society. Roman art encompassed a wide range of styles and media, including sculpture, painting, and mosaic. Roman artists were renowned for their technical skill and attention to detail, and they often drew inspiration from earlier Greek and Hellenistic art. Roman art was used to celebrate and commemorate important events and individuals, and it was often commissioned by wealthy patrons and political leaders. Many surviving Roman artworks depict scenes from mythology, history, and daily life, and they provide valuable insights into Roman society and culture. Roman literature was similarly diverse and influential, encompassing a wide range of genres, including epic poetry, drama, and historical writing. The most famous works of Roman literature include the epic poem The Aeneid by Virgil, the satires of Juvenal, and the philosophical writings of Seneca. Roman literature often explored themes such as the nature of power, the role of the individual in society, and the complexities of human relationships. Roman writers were skilled at crafting complex characters and narratives, and they often drew on historical events and figures to create compelling stories and dramas. Roman religion was a complex and diverse system of beliefs and practices that evolved over time, drawing on a variety of sources from across the ancient Mediterranean world. Roman religion was characterized by a strong emphasis on ritual and the performance of public ceremonies, which were designed to maintain the favor of the gods and ensure the well-being of the state. The Roman pantheon included a wide range of gods and goddesses, each with their own areas of influence and special powers. These deities were often associated with particular aspects of Roman life, such as agriculture, war, love, or the household. In addition to traditional Roman gods, the Romans also adopted and adapted deities from other cultures, such as the Greek pantheon. The Romans believed that they could gain favor from these gods by performing the appropriate rituals and offering sacrifices, such as animals or food. Roman philosophy was similarly diverse, drawing on a range of ancient philosophical traditions from Greece and other parts of the Mediterranean world. Roman philosophy was characterized by a strong emphasis on practicality and ethical conduct, and it was often used to guide individuals in their daily lives. One of the most influential schools of Roman philosophy was Stoicism, which emphasized the importance of self-control, rationality, and virtue. Other schools of philosophy, such as Epicureanism and skepticism, also had a great impact on Roman thought and culture. The legacy of ancient Rome is profound and far-reaching, with big influence on the development of Western civilization and the world as a whole. One of the key legacies of ancient Rome was its political and legal systems, which laid the foundation for many modern democratic institutions. The concept of representative government, the rule of law, and the separation of powers all have roots in ancient Roman governance. Roman engineering and architecture also had a significant impact on the world, with their impressive structures and advanced techniques inspiring future generations of builders and designers. Many modern buildings and structures, such as bridges and aqueducts, owe their design and construction techniques to the Romans. The Roman language, Latin, also had a profound influence on Western culture, shaping the development of many modern languages, including English, French, and Spanish. Latin remains an important part of many academic disciplines, and is still used in legal, scientific, and religious contexts. Roman culture and values, including a focus on education, civic responsibility, and the pursuit of knowledge and excellence, continue to influence modern society. Roman literature, art, and philosophy have had a lasting impact on the Western cultural canon, inspiring generations of writers, artists, and thinkers. The legacy of ancient Rome is wide and diverse, shaping many aspects of modern society and culture. The ideas, values, and achievements of ancient Rome continue to inspire and inform contemporary thought and practice, making it a vital and enduring part of human history. Despite the many challenges and setbacks it faced over the centuries, ancient Rome remains a testament to human achievement, innovation, and resilience, and a vital part of our shared human history. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and support us to create more of these videos.